Hello everyone and welcome to my General Hospital Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Cameron Matheson revealed a supermarket fan attack and shared how Drew's bad behavior got personal. Let's talk about a wild incident that proved just how passionate some viewers can get when it comes to Drew's scandalous character transformation. Matheson recently appeared on the Jennifer Hudson show alongside fellow GH stars Donnell Turner, Finola Hughes, Laura Wright, Maurice Benard and Tanisha Harper. That gave Matheson a chance to open up about losing his home due to the wildfires and express his gratitude for the support of his castmates. There was even some talk about Matheson appreciating the distraction when Wright had to yell at him during a scene between Carly and Drew. Of course, Drew has certainly been doing things to deserve the tirades he's been receiving lately. Although Drew was once portrayed as a good guy and a more heroic character, those days are long gone. However, Matheson seems to be enjoying the change of pace, since he normally doesn't get to play this type of role. Unfortunately, the GH star did mention a grocery store run-in that took a startling turn thanks to Drew's terrible actions. But one time in particular at a supermarket somebody recognized me, and then quickly shifted and was like, "I hate what Drew Kane's doing," and grabbed an apple and threw it at me from across the produce section, Matheson said. Since Matheson told the story with a smile, it obviously wasn't a serious ordeal. It was just an example of how intense the hatred for Drew has gotten among fans in recent months. It's important to separate real from real since Matheson isn't his character, but he does appreciate the fact that viewers feel strongly. Matheson suggested it could be worse if fans were neutral and didn't care. So he seems fine with all the Drew disdain for now. General Hospital spoilers say Drew has more backlash in his future, so stick with us for predictions on his shocking moves and updates on any big news to come. Willow makes a big move after Carly and Drew's public fight, and Joss' decision results in a possibly deadly mistake. Today on General Hospital, Sasha is furious with Cody, Drew asks Maxie for help, and Lucas questions Carly about her relationship with Jack. At her place, Liz and Lucky's romantic dance is interrupted when Rick drops by unannounced. He hopes he's not interrupting. Liz asks what brings him by. He brings news that she's allowed back to work at GH, and Liz thanks him. Lucky pipes up and says they could use Rick's help and asks him to find out the terms of Cyrus' parole. Rick agrees to see what he can find out, but only as a favor to Liz. Rick takes off and Liz asks Lucky what that was about. Lucky explains these are desperate times, and they have to find a way to stop Cyrus one way or another. If they can find a way to bust Cyrus for violating his parole, then he'll at least go back to jail. Liz thinks he means to frame Cyrus. Lucky says he'll handle this on his own. Liz agrees that Cyrus needs to be stopped no matter what, so she is willing to help. At the Metro Court, there are gasps all around when Drew tells Carly that her beloved Jason knocked up Sasha. Carly accuses him of making this up. Drew reveals that Cody told him that Jason was the father. Sasha blows up, rushes over, and says her life is none of their damn business. Sasha says she is not a pawn in Drew's Quartermain feud, and he knows nothing about her life or this baby, so leave them both alone. Sasha then storms out. Carly tells Drew that he had no right to trash Sasha's reputation or privacy, and is inserting himself into situations that don't involve him. She says at least now everyone knows he's sleeping with his nephew's wife, and what kind of man he really is. Carly walks out, and Drew tells Anna he's sorry for the interruption. He reiterates he won't interfere if she wants to arrest Sonny and Jason. Anna tells him using his position to influence a case against them would be inappropriate. Meanwhile, the deception table gossips about what just happened. Tracy is furious that Willow had Drew back on the grounds and wants to set things straight with her. Brooke Lynn asks Tracy to let her handle that. Anna sits down with Felicia to talk about this development regarding Sasha. Felicia doesn't know who will have the bigger stroke over Jason fathering Sasha's baby, Robert or Mac. Back at the deception table, only Maxie, Lulu and Lucy are left. Lucy doesn't hate the idea of Sasha and Jason. Maxie says what Drew revealed tonight he had no right to. Drew walks over, thinks his ears are burning, and asks to speak to Maxie. They step aside and she asks Drew what he needs. He needs a mother's advice. He reveals he bought a house for him and Scout in town, as he didn't want to uproot her. He needs a decorator, and she knows Sam's likes, which may comfort Scout to have a home that feels like her mom. Maxie tells him that he actually sounds like a great dad, and that she'd be happy to help. She looks at the specs of his house and notes it is very big. He explains it allows for growth. Anna and Lulu end up at the bar as Lucy runs around gossiping. Anna offers to buy Lulu a drink, but Lulu didn't come over to see her for a drink. Anna assumes she wants something. Lulu needs to know where Jack is. Anna suggests she call his office. Lulu has a million times, so she'll probably just ask Carly put her in touch with him. Lulu asks Anna if she's heard anything about her daughter. Anna says she hasn't, and she doesn't think Jack is keeping anything from her either. All they know is Charlotte and Valentine briefly resurfaced in Germany. Lucy meanwhile gabs to Felicia and wonders if Jason and Sasha will need a house. Alexis calls Molly and Christina over to her house. Alexis believes Danny needs to know the truth about his mother's murder before the media gets wind of it. Alexis asks Molly to go pick Danny up, so she departs. Alone, Christina tells her mom this is a mistake. She says Danny is a 15-year-old boy, they don't who killed his mother, and he could act out at this news. Alexis says the longer they wait to tell him, the longer Danny could learn the truth another way, and they could lose him if he hears this from someone else. Nina drops by the Q's gatehouse, and Willow first assumes she is Carly, who has returned. Nina asks Willow if it's going well with the Quartermaines. Willow wishes she was still living with Nina, but Nina thinks this is where she is supposed to be. She believes being here will allow everyone to cool down. Nina brings up her mentioning Carly earlier. Willow says she dropped by to bring her news on Michael, and then disappeared when she went to make them tea. Brooklyn soon shows up and tells them Drew and Carly had a major blow-up at the Metro Court, and now everyone knows Willow had Drew over. She explains that Carly found a tie that he left here. Nina notes that explains Carly's abrupt departure. Brooklyn says there were rules about her staying here, and she could have met Drew anywhere else. Willow says clearly that living here has presented an issue, so she asks Nina if she can come back and live with her. Nina says she can. Brooklyn asks Willow to stop, think, and take a breather. She can stay here, just don't see Drew here. Willow says this is her home. Nina tells her daughter that a lot has happened to her recently, so she needs to take time on to be on her own and think about how to move forward. Willow agrees she needs to figure things out but can do it while still seeing Drew. Willow states she is moving back in with her mother, and Brooklyn says Tracy will freak out. Willow says Tracy doesn't have a legal leg to stand on. In the Quartermaine kitchen, Cody arrives looking for Sasha, but she's not around. Dante is drinking a beer and reveals he's been put on leave, and it turns out Sam was murdered. Cody says this is crazy, and he doesn't know what to say. Dante says he couldn't save Sam, so all that is left is to go after the son of the bitch that killed her. Molly arrives to pick up Danny, and Dante heads up to get him. Cody tells Molly how sorry he is about Sam, and the two talk about how great she was. Dante brings Danny down, and Danny wonders why Grandma wants to see him. Molly says she'll explain when they get there. They leave and Dante and Cody talk about how it will be rough for Danny to find out about his mom. Cody thinks Dante needs to be there for Danny, but Dante says Danny has a father. Cody snarks, a worthless one. Dante wonders what happened with him and Jason. Just then Sasha saunters in and gives Cody a death stare. She asks Dante to give them space, so he leaves. Cody knows what this is about. Sasha asks where he gets off, telling everyone that Jason is the father of her baby. Cody says it wasn't everyone and he is, isn't he? She states that it is none of his business and wonders where he got this idea. He explains he saw them the other night at the boathouse, and he's sorry for caring about her. He admits he didn't take the news that they are related well. He thought it would be them planning a future. She didn't react well either, and he asks if that's why she slept with Jason. She tells him it's none of his business. She yells related or not, they are still friends and he's being a crappy one right now. He apologizes, congratulates her, and walks out. Tracy arrives to speak to Sasha, but she doesn't want to hear what Tracy has to say. Tracy insists she'll want to hear this. She says if Jason is her baby's father, no one will take her baby from her. Sasha points out she just tried to take Willow's kids, but Tracy insists that is different. She assures Sasha that she has her full support to raise her child as she sees fit. Sasha was not expecting that and thanks her. Tracy explains she's a mother too, and she loves her boys. She raised Dylan on her own, and as women they deserve to live their lives on their own terms. Tracy, however, says the baby daddy speculation will get awkward when Jason gets home, so she should devise a game plan. Back at Alexis' place, Alexis tells Christina they owe it to Sam to tell Danny the truth because it's what she'd want. Eventually Molly arrives with Danny, and he asks what this is about. Cyrus arrives at the hospital, and Brad says he has been banned, so leave or he'll call the cops. Cyrus insists he is only spreading God's word. Brad calls him a hypocrite hiding behind his Bible, while trying to convince the world he's a changed man. He orders him to leave and Cyrus storms out. Carly shows up at the hospital after getting a ton of texts from Lucas. He drags her into an exam room and says Jack was just here as a patient and that he had a lot to say. Lucas asks if she is dating a WSB agent. Carly slyly lets out a maybe. Lucas asks if they've slept together, and Carly says they haven't crossed that line. Lucas says they need to have the conversation they should have when she got together with Sonny. He tells her Jack is a WSB agent who will keep things from her, and she can't be with someone who doesn't tell her the truth. He tells her not to make the same mistake twice and to take up with someone who lies for a living. Joss tries to pick the lock to Cyrus' apartment but is caught by the super. She claims to be from the mission and Cyrus was supposed to leave her a key, and asks if he can let her in. She explains she works with Brother Cyrus and needs the master list for the food drive. He unlocks the door for her and takes off to take care of some pipe issues. Joss sneaks into Cyrus' room and begins searching it. She finds his Bible with a passage marked when someone opens the door. It's only the super who asks if she found what she needed. She says she did, grabs a piece of paper and walks out. Later, Cyrus returns home and notices his Bible has been moved around. He finds a dried flower in it and wonders who has been in his place. On the next General Hospital, Chase asks Dante not to do anything reckless. Nina tells Drew that if he's looking for a fight, she's happy to oblige. Willow says deep down she was right. Lucas realizes Carly has no intention of backing off Jack. Joss meets with Jack and says she'll find proof that Cyrus killed Dex. Rocco and Danny team up to bring Cyrus down justice for Sam's demise. General Hospital spoilers suggest that Rocco Falconeri will overhear something during the Thursday, February 6th episode. There's a good chance he learns that Sam McCall's passing was no accident, and she was murdered. However, what if he also learns that Cyrus Renaud was behind it all? Rocco Falconeri turns to Danny Morgan. GH's preview also reveals Danny Morgan will be on the canvas during the week of February 3rd to 7th, so it's not hard for fans to see that once Rocco finds out about Sam, he'll turn to Danny to tell him about it. The teens will be devastated over this news, but knowing these two, they might also believe that they need to take justice into their own hands, especially if they find out Cyrus was behind this all too. But could they go to extreme measures in the name of revenge? Cyrus Renaud's days are numbered in Port Charles. Fans can feel a whodunit storyline on the horizon involving Cyrus. The show seems to be compiling a list of suspects for his potential murder at the moment, and once the news of his digitalis spree hits Port Charles, the criminal's days will be numbered. From Dante to Alexis Davis, Jason Morgan, and Christina Corinthos Davis, among others, there will be many persons of interest once Cyrus is found dead. But could Rocco and Danny land on that list too? Could the two teens team up to bring Cyrus' reign of terror to an end? It would definitely be an interesting plot twist, which may have the boys hiding what they did at first, but then revealing it to their fathers Jason and Dante. Still, how far would the cop and Stone Cold go to ensure their sons didn't have to face any legal repercussions? Ugly Confrontations, Advice Ignored, Determined Promises. By Rita Ryan, last updated February 6, 2025. General Hospital spoilers and updates for Thursday, February 6. Tease Ugly Confrontations, Advice Ignored, and Determined Promises. Drew Quartermain is involved in an ugly confrontation. Carly Spencer ignores advice, and Jocelyn Jacks makes determined promises. Major faux pas? Brooklyn Quartermain Chase and Gio Palmieri find themselves on the Quartermain estate, reflecting on recent happenings. Brooklyn confesses to Gio that she feels she may have made things worse. She had confronted the issue at the Quartermain gatehouse. Specifically, she had approached Willow Corinthos to remind her that Drew wasn't allowed on the property. However, Willow shot back with sass, asserting that this was her home and she could invite anyone she pleased. Tracy Quartermain had made it clear that if Willow wanted Drew around, she would have to leave. and leave her children with the Quartermaines. Promises requested. Elsewhere on the Quartermaine estate, Harrison Chase urges Dante Falconeri to think carefully before taking any action. He asks Dante to promise that he won't do anything impulsive if he shares some information with him. This conversation likely revolves around the ongoing investigation into Sam McCall's murder, which Anna Devane has explicitly instructed Dante to stay away from. In fact, she has ordered him to take a week off with pay. It seems that Dante is seeking insights from Chase regarding the case, including details about potential suspects and the progress that has been made. Ugly confrontations. Nina finds herself in a heated exchange with Drew at the Metro Court, likely in her office, where tensions are running high. She confronts him directly, making it clear that if he's seeking a confrontation, she's more than ready to engage. Earlier, Nina had witnessed Brooke Lynn attempting to clarify the situation concerning Willow and the house guests. Willow had approached Nina, asking if she and the children could return to live with her, but Nina advised her to stand firm and remain in the gatehouse. Willow makes an admission. Elsewhere, Willow finds herself in a conversation, openly acknowledging that another woman was indeed correct, perhaps reflecting on her earlier conversation with Brooke Lynn. Meanwhile, Nina and Carly are each elsewhere, leaving us to wonder who Willow's companion might be. Could it be that she and Sasha Corbin are patching things up? Or is there another mystery figure in the mix? Advice ignored. At the hospital, Carly and Lucas Jones are locked in a heated argument, with Carly dismissing Lucas' concerns. Lucas is genuinely worried that his sister is on the verge of getting involved with yet another charming but deceitful man. Despite his warnings, Carly simply smiles and brushes him off when he asks, "You're not really considering backing off Jack Brennan, are you?" Lucas has made every effort to highlight the similarities between Brennan and Sonny Corinthos, along with other questionable figures from Carly's past. It's evident that Carly has a penchant for bad boys, especially those who present a polished exterior. Determined promises. Previous to Jocelyn at Bobby's engaging in a conversation with Jack, she successfully persuaded Cyrus Renault's superintendent to grant her access to his room. Inside, she discovers a collection of papers tucked within a Bible, where she notices several highlighted passages and handwritten notes before being interrupted by the superintendent. Now, she's informing Brennan that Cyrus is responsible for the murder of Dex Heller, and she's determined to prove it. Unbeknownst to her, Brennan is secretly hoping she succeeds, as it aligns perfectly with his hidden agenda. General Hospital's Cameron Matheson reveals supermarket fan attack, how Drew's bad behavior got personal. Cameron Matheson, best known for his portrayal of Drew Kane on General Hospital, recently opened up about a shocking encounter with an overzealous fan at a supermarket. While fan interactions are often a highlight for soap opera actors, this particular incident took an unexpected turn, revealing the passionate, and sometimes unpredictable, nature of dedicated daytime television audiences. In a candid interview, Matheson also shared how Drew Kane's recent storyline has affected him personally, blurring the lines between fiction and reality in ways he never anticipated. A supermarket encounter gone wrong. Soap opera actors are accustomed to being recognized in public, and for Matheson, who has been in the industry for decades, fan encounters are nothing new. However, his latest experience took an unexpected turn when a General Hospital viewer confronted him about his character's actions on the show. "I was just minding my business, picking up some groceries, when suddenly I heard someone yelling my name," Matheson recalled with a chuckle. "At first I thought it was just a friendly fan, which is usually the case. But then she got closer and I could tell she was upset. Really upset." The fan, an ardent follower of the show, was particularly angry about Drew Kane's recent actions. Matheson's character had been making controversial choices, leading to conflicts with other beloved Port Charles residents. The woman accused him of being out of control and hurting too many people. "She got right in my face and started telling me off as if I were actually Drew Kane," Matheson said. "I tried to explain that I'm just an actor playing a role, but she wasn't having it. She was so invested in the storyline that, in that moment, she saw me as Drew." Though the situation was tense, Matheson handled it with grace and humor. Security at the supermarket eventually intervened, diffusing the situation before it escalated further. Still, the encounter left a lasting impression on the actor, serving as a stark reminder of the deep emotional connection fans have with General Hospital and its characters. Drew Kane's controversial choices and fan reactions. Drew Kane's character arc has seen its fair share of twists and turns, and recent storylines have put him at odds with several key players in Port Charles. Whether it's his dealings with Carly Corinthos, his conflicts with Sonny, or his involvement in high-stakes drama, Drew has not always made the most honorable decisions. While some fans appreciate the depth and complexity of his character, others have taken issue with his actions, leading to strong reactions both online and, as Matheson experienced, in real life. "I get it," Matheson admitted. "Drew is a complicated guy. He's been through a lot: brainwashing, military trauma, losing years of his life. It's understandable that he's not always going to make the best choices. But some fans take it personally, like they have a personal stake in what happens to him." The intensity of fan reactions is nothing new in the world of soap operas, where characters' lives are deeply intertwined with viewers' daily routines. Many fans have watched General Hospital for decades, forming emotional bonds with the characters as if they were real people. How playing Drew affects Matheson personally. While Matheson is a seasoned actor, even he admits that stepping into the shoes of Drew Kane has been a challenging and sometimes emotionally draining experience. The weight of playing a character with such a turbulent past, combined with the passionate reactions of fans, has made this role particularly unique for him. "There are times when I leave the set and still feel Drew's emotions," he confessed. "There's this lingering energy, especially after intense scenes. It's hard to just shake it off immediately." The line between actor and character can sometimes blur, especially when fans struggle to separate fiction from reality. While Matheson understands the enthusiasm, he also hopes viewers remember that actors are simply bringing stories to life. "People get so attached that they forget we're just playing a part," he said. "It's flattering in a way, but also a little daunting when someone is that upset over a fictional character's decisions." Navigating fan passion with humor and understanding. Despite the occasional over-the-top reaction from fans, Matheson remains grateful for their dedication. He recognizes that passionate viewers are what keep soap operas alive and thriving, ensuring that characters like Drew Kane continue to have compelling storylines. "At the end of the day, it's a huge compliment," he said. "If people are this invested, it means we're doing our job right. I'd rather have people care too much than not care at all." Matheson's approach to handling intense fan reactions is a mix of humor and patience. He acknowledges that his background in the entertainment industry has prepared him for moments like the supermarket incident, and he takes it all in stride. "I always try to lighten the mood," he explained. "If someone is really mad, I'll joke around and say, 'Hey, don't blame me. Blame the writers.' That usually gets a laugh and helps them snap back to reality." Drew's future on General Hospital. As for Drew's future on General Hospital, Matheson remains tight-lipped about what's next. However, he did hint that there are major developments ahead that will continue to challenge and evolve his character. "There's a lot coming up that's going to test Drew in ways he hasn't been tested before," he teased. "He's got some tough choices ahead, and it's going to be a wild ride for sure." With such an invested fan base, Drew's journey will undoubtedly continue to spark debate, discussion, and hopefully, a few less intense supermarket encounters for Matheson. Final thoughts. Cameron Matheson's recent fan encounter serves as a testament to the power of daytime television and the emotional investment audiences have in their favorite characters. While the supermarket confrontation may have been unsettling, it also highlights the enduring impact of General Hospital and the passion that keeps the soap opera world spinning. Matheson, ever the professional, continues to embrace both the highs and lows of playing Drew Kane, appreciating the fervor that makes soap operas such a beloved staple of television. And while he may hope for a little less intensity during his next grocery run, he knows that moments like these come with the territory of being part of one of television's longest-running dramas. Willow makes a big move after Carly and Drew's public fight, and Joss' decision results in a possibly deadly mistake. The drama in Port Charles reaches a boiling point as long-standing tensions explode, leading to life-altering consequences. Carly Spencer and Drew Kane have been struggling to maintain their relationship in the face of mounting pressure. But when a heated argument between them turns public, the fallout sends shockwaves through their families. At the heart of the chaos is Willow Tate, who is forced to make a critical decision that could alter her future. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Jack's impulsive choice puts lives in danger, setting off a chain reaction that could prove fatal. Carly and Drew's public fight. The breaking point. For months, Carly and Drew have been facing hurdles that threaten to derail their relationship. From Drew's prison sentence to Carly's constant battles with Sonny and Nina, the couple has struggled to stay afloat. While Drew hoped that once he was released from Pentonville, things would settle down, it soon became clear that tensions were far from resolved. The tipping point comes at a high-profile event in Port Charles, where Carly and Drew's unresolved issues explode in a fiery confrontation. Drew, still grappling with resentment over Carly's past decisions, calls her out in front of a crowd, questioning her loyalty and judgment. Carly, never one to back down, fires back with accusations of her own, bringing up Drew's inability to let go of past grievances. As voices rise and emotions spiral out of control, the argument becomes a public spectacle, drawing the attention of friends, family, and even the press. Michael, Willow, and Jocelyn watch in horror as Carly and Drew's relationship seemingly crumbles before their eyes. Sonny, ever protective of Carly, intervenes, but his presence only adds fuel to the fire. By the end of the night, it's clear that the couple's relationship may be beyond repair. Willow's big move. A life-altering choice. Watching the implosion of Carly and Drew's relationship, Willow Tate is struck with the realization. For too long, she has been hesitant to assert herself, fearing the ripple effects her decisions could have on her loved ones. But witnessing the destructive nature of keeping emotions bottled up, she decides it's time to take action in her own life. Willow has been torn between wanting to maintain the peace within the Corinthos family and standing up for what she believes is right. With her health battle still a fresh wound, she understands more than ever that life is too short for hesitation. She approaches Michael, urging him to reevaluate his position on his family's conflicts, particularly his ongoing feud with Sonny. But her decision isn't just about Michael. Willow takes a stand of her own. Whether it's in her career, her personal relationships, or even her role within the Corinthos and Quartermain families, she is ready to make a significant change. Whether this means stepping into a more prominent role at General Hospital or forging an unexpected alliance, her bold move will send ripples throughout Port Charles. Jocelyn's deadly mistake. A dangerous gamble. As if tensions weren't already high, Jocelyn Jacks makes a fateful decision that could have dire consequences. Ever since she aligned herself with Dex Heller, she has been drawn into the dangerous world of Sonny's criminal empire. Despite warnings from Carly, Sonny, and even Dex himself, Jocelyn refuses to step back. She is determined to take control of her own destiny, even if it means putting herself in harm's way. The night of Carly and Drew's fight, Jocelyn makes a reckless move. Convinced that she can handle herself, she follows Dex on what she believes is a low-risk mission. However, things quickly spiral out of control when they walk straight into an ambush. What was supposed to be a simple reconnaissance job turns into a life-or-death situation as rival criminals open fire. Dex does everything he can to protect Jocelyn, but in the chaos, she makes a split-second decision that results in devastating consequences. Whether it's stepping in front of a bullet, mistakenly pulling the trigger on an innocent bystander, or setting off a series of events that place the entire Corinthos family in danger, Jocelyn's choice will leave her forever changed. The fallout. Lives forever altered. As the dust settles, the aftermath of Carly and Drew's fight, Willow's decision, and Jocelyn's deadly mistake leaves Port Charles shaken. Carly and Drew must confront the reality of their fractured relationship, while Willow's bold move sets her on a new path that could either strengthen or sever her ties with those she loves. Meanwhile, Jocelyn's mistake leads to unforeseen consequences that could cost her everything. The stakes have never been higher, and as secrets unravel and alliances shift, one thing is certain: Port Charles will never be the same again.